Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Lydia Marie. Welcome back to my channel. Today, you guys, it is episode 2 of my series Palette Love, where I'm showing love to all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have had for a couple years and just never really have used a lot, barely touched them, maybe used them one time, as I explained to you in episode 1, which you can catch right up here if you missed that last episode. I did a massive purge of my eyeshadow palettes and I got down to 45. However, this past weekend, I bought 3 more, so now I'm up to 48 palettes. Whatever. Don't judge me. Anyway, so I'm showing love to the eyeshadow palettes that I have barely touched, but I absolutely love, obviously, because they made it through the purge. So today's feature is from ColourPop. And this is from Karrueche. Karrueche did a collaboration with ColourPop back in 2018, and it's called Brown Sugar. And this is the eyeshadow palette that was in that collection. And it is a 9-pan palette. Nice neutral shades. Very, 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 very pigmented shades as well. You guys know my relationship with ColourPop lately has been a little shaky, but ColourPop as a whole, when they do eyeshadow palettes, they really are, in my opinion, most of them are very cohesive, very pigmented, very user-friendly, and especially very affordable. This one was no exception. I have used this more than once. Obviously, you can see I've kind of been digging into that one, but I don't use it as much. Also, this video, a subscriber requested, email me or DM me and asked me to do something neutral because they like, you know, beginner friendly neutral, which is absolutely fine. I have a lot of beginner friendly videos here and a lot of my followers are beginning makeup or trying to get back into it and things like that. So I was like, my pleasure, super easy. Immediately was drawn to this ColourPop palette from Karrueche. And my thing with ColourPop is this. Lately, they do good work when it comes to the palettes, right? But I have a lot of individual shades that I got from ColourPop that when they reopened after the first initial shutdown of the pandemic, that weren't so great. They just weren't so great. But I have more than enough ColourPop actual palettes back here to use that still give me the color that I need, the payoff and stuff like that. So yeah, ColourPop to me performs better when they do collabs with influencers, and this Brown Sugar collection from Karrueche that was released I think in 2018, so about 3 years now, is probably, in my opinion, one of the better palettes. Like I said, it's 9 pans. At the time that it came out, I believe this palette was like $18, I want to say. She also had lipsticks, and I used those to death, but I still have the eyeshadow palette. This is the look from it that I created today. Super easy, only using like 4 shades. Really easy. Paired it with a nice nude gloss, nice nude highlighter and things like that. So if you want to see how I got this look with the Brown Sugar palette from Karrueche and ColourPop, I hope that you will keep watching. Okay guys, so this is the final look that I created using the Karrueche Brown Sugar palette from ColourPop. I added on a half lash. I know you guys have seen that trend of cutting a one lash in half and adding just that portion of the lash. That's right up my alley because y'all know I do not like big lashes. But this is the final look. I kept it simple. I kept it neutral for those of you who requested. Y'all love simple eye looks and I appreciate that as well. With this palette, I ended up using Jamocha as my transition shade. I use Amber. On the outside, it's kind of like this orangish brown shade. I use Ginger on my crease. So give it a little pop of color on the crease, but still kept it nice and light. Then I kind of darkened up the corner a little bit with Chalk. I blended everything together with this color at the bottom, Chalk. This is a really, really nice palette. I got this, like I said, didn't get this in the beginning when it first came out. I got her lipsticks and stuff, but I didn't get the palette. Ended up getting the palette and I really, really like it. I really need to reach for this one more because I really do enjoy doing neutral eye looks, especially if you're on the go, you don't want to do anything elaborate. I think a palette like this is going to give you everything that you need. It is definitely beginner friendly. It is definitely easy on the pockets. I think when it retailed, it was like $18 if I'm not mistaken, but check ColourPop's website. If you can't get it from ColourPop, you can definitely get it from another vendor for sure. Pretty sure this is still on ColourPop. All of the ColourPop shadows, for me, like I said, my opinion on them is that they are way better when they do a collab with an influencer or something like that. I don't know why. The quality in this palette is top notch. It really is a good one, especially for my beginners who are looking for a neutral eye palette, something they can pop in their purse, something they can, you know, just kind of like play around with some of the colors. Like you don't want to do a bold, bright color. You have a nice color story here. You can use these three as a color story, any of these on their own. So it's a really good cohesive eyeshadow palette. So thanks again guys for joining me on my second episode of my palette love series. I don't know which palette I'm going to choose next. I have a bunch of them behind me to just grab and choose, but I wanted to do this one. It was something that was requested by a subscriber. Can you do a neutral look? Everybody doesn't like colorful eyeshadow. I get that. I understand that. I am one of those. I like color every now and again. Very rarely do I do a full-on rainbow look. So I have tons and tons of palettes like this brown sugar one from ColourPop. Like I said, this was released in 2018. It's a little older, but I'm using these palettes that I have. I'm going to be using these eyeshadow palettes, which means I'm going to be doing a lot more looks. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Make sure you're following my blog where I update things, give tutorials and all kind of stuff. So you can find all of that in the description box, or you can click on my header up there and it has all of my links as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. I will be back next Thursday with my next installment in the palette love series. If you want to see a palette or a look, make sure you leave me a comment down below for something that you want to see. If you want neutral, black, smoky eye, whatever it is, I guarantee you I have a palette behind me that will fit your particular needs. So thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. I will see you again very, very soon. Make sure you check out the rest of my videos. I will have links up here. The last video I'm gonna post up here on my left, and then you can see all the other information down below. So I'll see you guys next week for my next palette love series. Stay tuned, y'all.